Hey guys, TriggerhappyJon coming at you with another Nier Reincarnation video, guys. So today's video, we're just going to go over some quick tricks and tips about subjugation, some things that you should kind of be aware of, things that you should probably do and look for if you really want to progress in the subjugation battles and clear this content. Now, as most of you are aware, this content is going to be ending soon. So if I go into the quests here and we go to subjugation battles, you will see the end date is the 25th. It is currently the 21st. As I'm recording this video, it'll be out on the 22nd. So that means you're going to have 3 more days after watching this video to complete your subjugation battles. And really, it's going to be a little less than that because as you can see, it's at 4 a.m. As far as on the 25th when this ends. So with that being said, it's more like Sunday, you're going to have to finish your stuff up and be done with it. Now, it's Thursday now as I'm recording this. You guys are going to see this on a Friday. Gives you the weekend to kind of prepare, kind of dial some things in, kind of get some things figured out. Now, I've been trying since it released to figure out the best way to progress in subjugation. As you can see, my scores are not the greatest. Guys, I'm at B9, B5, B10, B7, and I got an A3. And actually, it's because I have the most light weapons. So I'm figuring out my real pitfalls as we're doing this and finding out I don't have as many weapons. I don't have nearly the affinities that I thought I had. So with that being said, I'm being pushed to figure out other avenues, other things to really help me progress into the subjugation battles. So with that being said too, I do want to bring up really quick, so it is important that you guys get the most damage done that you can. And the reason why I bring that up, guys, is you will see here, I'm going to throw it up on screen. So Nier Reincarnation's Twitter, they tweeted out on the 18th actually that they told us that depending on the score that the community gets, we'll get rewards. Now, as you can see here on screen, basically, if we can somehow hit the 10 billion, I think, damage threshold mark, we will get up to a black pearl. Now, keep in mind, we're also gonna get some gold, yada, yada, yada. Skip forward, update here. We've already cleared the 3rd level. So we're almost to that 4th level. So that's awesome. They're going to give us some rewards that we didn't really have to do anything special to get. I mean, everyone's playing subjugation as it is. So it's kind of cool that they're going to give us a throwback like that. But yeah, the other thing I want to really take note of here, and that really seems to make a big difference, is the fact that you really have to push everything to the limit. Like you really do. One thing that I'm noticing and we're going to pull up in the loadout here is, see, where is it at? There we go. So one thing I'm noticing when I did my loadout here, so this is my light loadout. This is going to be the strongest loadout I have. Notice I have several 90s, a few 75s, you know, a couple of 80s here. I really think I need to prioritize my characters better to know what my strongest ones are going to be. And when I say that, I mean literally, so just going into this loadout here, right? I'm not a big fist user. I'm not a big staff user. So when you click on Theo here, notice the amount of weapons that I have equipped here. They're not that high leveled. I haven't done a whole lot. My companions are lacking. I got to get back into them. My memoirs are what's killing me though. And that's because I thought going into it that, hey, let's do agility set. Let's go fast and stack up combo attacks so that way we can hit that takedown meter and drop it down. Well, newsflash, that didn't work. And here's the takeaway on that. Basically, what I noticed when doing the attacks is if you don't select weapons here in your primary abilities that have extremely quick abilities, so like notice this one has 16-second cooldown. This one has 15-second cooldown. This is perfect for subjugation because you pop through those very quickly. Now, one thing to note is you do pop through them really quickly, but cooldown rate reduction memoirs would be great for subjugation. Crit rate, crit damage are going to be amazing for subjugation because at the end of the day, you want to do as much damage as possible. So when I look at my weapons here, and I've switched a few of these around, but some of them aren't that great. Actually, that one's pretty good. I forgot. I must have swapped that one because originally I had this one over here, and it has the abilities are actually slower. But you got to really prioritize and get faster abilities going so that way you can do the most damage. So one thing to note is find weapons that have quick cooldown rates. And you guys, you don't even have to have like all 4-star weapons. There are 3-star weapons out there that have a less of a cooldown rate than the 4-stars. That's the biggest thing. Like, you just need to literally find the ones with the fastest cooldown rates. And I think if I go over here to my fire, bear with me for 2 seconds. I'm going to try to pull it up here. Like, yeah, this weapon right here. This is a maxed out 3-star weapon here. Now, notice it's got a 17-second cooldown. It increases crit rate for my entire team, right? And we go to Dark Ambush, 17-second cooldown, increases the crit, or sorry, I just hit that, right? Dark Assault. Yeah, this is raises crit rate. And this also increases the crit rate. Now, this is a 3-star weapon, but it's got a 17-second cooldown, which actually I can get down to 16 seconds. It's got Fatal, which is a crit damage ability here, or passive, mind you, and Vigor. So it's got attack up. Now, I need to be upgrading these, but I never focused so much on my fire weapons, and I didn't know that I needed this. And I know, yes, you're going to say there's dark element weapons that are out there. And I get that, because I use one. I use Lars's dark weapon, and I use it on, I believe, on 2P, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I haven't maxed this out. So I've been working to get this maxed out. But in the meantime, I don't have a whole lot of these. And I've really got to do anything and everything I can to get these going. So I definitely highly recommend that you go in here, you look at your cooldowns, and see, does it make the most sense for you to be using it? Like, even here, this is great that, yeah, you get your increased crit rate, but it may not be the best item for me to be using in the primary slot, because the cooldown is just so slow on this that, is it really worth it? Like, yeah, I know I'm getting haste, which reduces the skill cooldown time, but it's 8.5%, and 8.5% of 25 seconds isn't a whole lot, guys. So just something to bear in mind is you want to get fast weapons cycling through your weapons or your skills and abilities. The other thing to note is, when I was doing my initial testing for Subjugation, on the first night it released, I had this ingenious idea, right? I thought the waves were going to progressively get harder, and you need to go weak, medium, and strongest on the last wave to do the most damage. Now that I've done this, you know, my first one didn't go great. So what I do? I swapped it up. I put 2P in, I put Gale in over here, and then I left A2 in the last one and paired her with Lars, because I figured that'd be a good combo, which, surprisingly enough, they do a lot of damage together. But that didn't yield me any better results. The other thing I'm doing is, I'm not going to lie, guys, I do not like to manual. I don't do it. I hate it. I understand that it would yield me 10 times better results because, well, you're manualing, you're setting the pace, you're setting your combos. I don't enjoy games that you have to manual. I'm going to be flat out honest. I'm going to find a way to auto attack and get the same results because this is a mobile game. This isn't a console game. This isn't a massive MMORPG online interaction game. This is a mobile game. I don't want to sit there and look at my phone or on my PC and manually click everything. If I have to do that, I'm not playing the game. And I'm sure a lot of you out there will kind of ridicule me and crucify me for that one a little bit, but I know a lot of you out there, you're going to relate. You're going to be like, yeah, I hate it too. I'm not doing it. So with that being said, one thing I noticed is when I paired some of these characters more together and I paired their weapons closer to the same time frame as far as their skill cooldowns, I got a better result. The part of that I'm getting at is because it's essentially the same as trying to manual. If you have two weapons that both have a 17-second cooldown on both of them, and you have another character with another 17-second cooldown on both their abilities, well, then they're going to get the abilities at the same time, which is essentially going to be the same thing. You're going to proc them all at once. Granted, yes, it may go out of order. It may not be the best order for your rotation. For example, you may have a defense down ability and an attack down, or a crit rate up, or attack rate up. But keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that, for the most part, characters are going to be read from left to right as far as their formations, especially their companions. So, for example, like if you want a crit rate, oh, that was not this loadout. If you want that crit rate boost from the fire book, right, you want to put that in the leftmost spot. So you want to put the crit rate book here in the far left spot, because it's going to proc that. It's going to take that companion's ability first out of the entire lineup. And I don't know why it does it, but it does. It always takes the leftmost one. So that's another quick trick to, get yourself your passives going that you really need off of your companions, because your chances are you're going to proc at least one companion per fight. I've noticed like I proc about on average 2 companions per fight, and that's about it. It's about as far as I can get. So I need to start rearranging these to where I get my damage up going, and the second one I get should be the nullification, because what happens is you do really good and you blitz down, you hit the takedown mark, right? And during takedown, you take no damage, right? You're just fighting, you're killing them away. Your timer is stopped. You're going to get as much damage as it'll allow you. As soon as you come out of that, you get smacked. So the second thing I've been doing is I need to get the mitigation on the second one, let that proc through. And yeah, that way you just take less damage right after that hit. Now, granted, I know it may not make the most sense. Let me find my my support here. So like Blaze Shutdown, like yes, this is a passive, so I guess it doesn't really matter like when this procs, but I don't know. I don't trust Nier's calculations to think that yes, this works without having the ability proc myself. But on top of that, like you do have other abilities that go with it. So before you go, well, John, you automatically get that passive. I understand that. I just don't necessarily trust Nier that that's the exact case. And that's just me. Call it tinfoil hat, if you will. But I digress into this a whole other topic. The other thing I just want to point out, guys, is your memoir sets. Don't worry about having a complete set. Do a broken set if you need to. Get crit rate, get crit damage, get the most damage done. Focus on getting your crit rate to an acceptable amount. I would say get your crit rate to close to 60, 70%. Get your attack. Attack needs to go high. If you don't have a high attack, you're not going to scale well with your crit damage. I know people who have gotten Lars. They've used regular Lars, and I've seen EX Dark Lars now, or EX Lars, sorry. They've taken him, and they've just massively wailed out and just destroyed the Subjugation boss just by getting him 70% crit rate, over 12k attack, and anywhere between 220 to 250 crit damage. Because he just smacks. He does a really good job of destroying the enemy, and the reason being is because on chain attacks, 16.5% more. Well, if you look at his attack here, it's a C gauge level, and it's a 4 times hitter. So that's automatically his last hit. It's part of a chain attack. So with that being said, if you keep going and you keep going and you're getting, you know, his other abilities mixed in there, as well as he's chaining with other characters, well, he's going to do a lot of damage. So something else to keep in mind is if you have weapons that have pursuit on them, right? Well, get pursuit, pay attention to what ability they're going to use. Do they have a lot of weapons that are going to synergize with multi-hitters that get your combo and you get your chain up? Just little things here and there like that will make a massive difference in the amount of damage you're going to do. Now, don't take my loadouts as the gospel. Don't do it, because like I just said, I figured out that I did not need to break up 2P, Gale, and A2. I need to recombine them. And the reason being is because by the last wave, guys, you have a bonus as long as you've done the takedown from the first 2 waves. If you've done takedown on wave 1 and a takedown on wave 2 and you're on wave 3, you have a damage bonus and you're going to get a score bonus because you're going to be able to do more damage. So you do want to make your last wave the most powerful wave in your loadout. So I will be flip-flopping that around. But my problem is I need to do a flip-flop that's controlled enough to where it's not going to hurt me and I'm not going to miss getting that takedown on wave 1 and wave 2. Because if you do, then at that point, wave 3 is irrelevant, because you can't just knock them back down and start on the next wave takedown. You have your one set wave, to do the takedown, and you're done. You just keep taking damage on them. It doesn't seem to reset. And it is what it is. That's what you end up with. So with that really is the best thing that I can really tell you is, guys, synergize your weapons, synergize your kits. I've got videos on synergy. I've got videos on how agility works in the game as well, if you really think agility is going to be the way for you. But yeah, biggest takeaways, guys, use your crit or your cooldown rate memoirs. Get your crit rate memoirs, your crit damage memoirs. Get damage going out. Don't worry about your healers. Buff up your HP so that way you can take those few hits Remember wave 3? Wave 3, you will take an AoE at the beginning of the battle that could potentially wipe you. So make sure your last wave not only is the strongest, does the most damage, but also has a good amount of defense and HP so you don't get one shot from that wave. Because on quest 2, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you don't have the defense set up correctly, you're going to take a hit and it's not going to be pretty. So that's the biggest things I can really take out of this, guys. So I hope this video helped you a little bit. I hope that, you took this, not so much as a gospel, but so much as like a chance to reflect on your own loadout, your own system, your own damage, your own ranking currently in subjugation, and really take that information and hopefully, you can do a little bit of theory crafting yourself. Progress your subjugation tier and get higher rewards. That's the biggest thing that we're wanting to look for. And keep in mind, guys, this is the first one. But take this moment and look at, okay, what weapons do I have equipped? What tier are they? Oh, they're not great. Well, maybe I need to be setting aside some black pearls to be upgrading some of these weapons so that way I can do this content. That's the biggest takeaway, guys. Make sure you're prepared for the next time, because you may not have the time to go from start to finish to get this team dialed in right now. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. We're growing rapidly. I'm very excited. I'm pumped about it. I know to some people, it's like, you're not that big yet. I know I'm not, but you know what? To me, this is a hobby. This is a dream. And we're growing, and I'm loving every minute of it. Definitely keep those comments coming in, guys. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to hear. Join the Discord. Hit me up on Twitter. Do whatever. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. And you guys have a good one. Peace.